Up to this point, Rain Shroud, the hero's party kicked him out because Rain only had beast taming skill. He was referred to as a liability because he didn't have any combat skills. Instead of feeling sad about it, he became an adventurer, and during a mission, he saved a cat girl, also known as one of the ultimate species, and discovered that he could make them his contracted persons. He even tamed a dragon girl soon after, and seeing this hero's party wanted him to join again. But he flatly refused their offer. Instead he assisted them in obtaining the shield they required to defeat the Demon King, but with his party alone. In the same way he tamed another ultimate species. As time passed, Rain accepted a job from a blacksmith dwarf named Gauntz to investigate his own Mistral mine, where there were signs of her theft. As they all arrived at the mine, the thieves attacked Rain and party, and among them was a beast tamer. He was able to tame a monster and used it as his ace in this fight. So Tanya, Sora, and Runa escorted the other thief to safety. As Rain and Kanade approached the monster, Kanade took out the tamer, while Rain drew the monster's attention to himself. But then Rain overwrote the monster's contract from that tamer, which was basically impossible. Then he tried to take control of his monster, which with no other choice Rain had to kill the monster to apprehend him. Those thieves were adventurers, and one thing they all had in common was that they bought weapons from Gauntz. The weapons he sold them were pretty cool, but upon closer look after some time, they were third-quality weapons. As a result, they all wanted Mark Gauntz to pay for wronging them by stealing his mithril ore. So Rain did his job and handed them over to the knights. After that the hero Arios wanted to hire another beast tamer like Rain. But the ability to tame several animals at once was only Rain's, so he was rejecting every beast tamer appointed to his party out of frustration. Aside from that, after taming and contracting with an ultimate species, Rain gained abilities such as super strength from Kanade and magic power from Tanya. Sora and Runa were eager to learn what kind of abilities Rain had acquired after making a contract with a fairy like them. But Rain didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, so the ability he received from Twin was still a mystery to him. But then they were stoked by the son of the Lord of Haria's own town. His name is Edgar, and he is a womanizer. He was after Sora and Runa, so Rain just took his night out in a split second. Then to force Rain to give Runa and Sora, Edgar threatened citizens' lives. It seriously snapped Rain's, and he cast a series of fire spells to save the citizens from Edgar and his knight, forcing him to flee. Both the Lord and his son have been thoroughly corrupted, and he even bribes the knight commander of the town to arrest Rain. This asshole is so heartless that he mercilessly abducts a child, and just as that Rain got to the knights to file a complaint against Edgar, it was futile because the knights were the Lord's lapdog. But there was one among them whose name was Stella, who's aware of the Lord and Edgar's wrongdoings, and desired justice to be served. But because their commander Gelée was sold to them, she was unable to make any moves. However, now that she is Rain and the other, she has a chance to serve justice and expose the Lord, and they were all prepared to revolt against the Lord and Edgar. They spread a false rumor about evidence of Knight and Lord collusion. As planned they took the bait, so Rain and Stella took out the Knight commander first. While Arios heard about the dispute between Edgar and Rain, he gave Edgar a ring to help him, so that he could kill Rain on his behalf. And just as he received the ring from him, Stella and the other got the Lord's mansion to arrest him. And while Kanade and Tanya took the lead, Sora and Runa and Rain slipped into the mansion. But then Runa sensed a powerful aura emanating from the mansion's basement, and as they descended, they discovered a demigod being enslaved. She was just a child, her name is Nina, she came from the eastern region, and she was loved by her people, but one day, Edgar arrived in town and coincidentally found her. But because he couldn't even touch her, he forced her to wear an enslavement collar that limited her power. After that, she was abused on a daily basis until Rain overwrote the collar's power and freed her from it. So, while Rain was on his way out, another barged in just as the Lord was attempting to flee. When he realized there was no way out, Edgar used the power of the ring to kill Rain. However, that death spell was rendered ineffective against Rain because his power negates death spells. So, just to be sure, Runa cast a poison spell on Rain, which was also nullified. This means that his contract with the two ultimate species granted him two abilities. The first was multiple spell casting, and the second was magic nullification. Edgar was disappointed that Rain did not die, and his hatred enraged the demon who resides in the ring Arios gave him. Worse, it was the same demon who slaughtered Rain's village when he was a child, leaving him an orphan. Sora and Runa opened the way for Rain to cast a boat spell on Kanade and Tanya. But even that seemed pointless when the demon summoned another lesser demon army against them. While the demons wreaked havoc on the town, the hero and his party remained silent and did not intervene to save the town and its people. Because they believe their only duty as heroes is to slay the demon king. But, because Rain was not like them, Other adventurers aided him and sought a path for him to take down the main demon. However, he was too far away and was guarded by lesser demons. That's when Nina's demigod powers came in handy, as she teleported Rain close enough for Rain to successfully take down the demon. And with yet another ultimate species as his tamed beast, that Rain's room in the inn was getting a little crowded. So the guild receptionist showed them various types of homes, but only the last one was something they were interested in. It's odd that she didn't show that house first, given that it had everything they all mentioned to her they wanted. As a result, the house was haunted by a ghost. Nonetheless, they all attempted to investigate the ghost before scaring them, with the exception of Kanade. Everyone knew right away that she was just scaring them and didn't mean any harm. But her name is Tina, and she worked as a maid in a lord's mansion before dying at the hands of the lord himself. She then became a wandering ghost who is mostly settled in this house. Everyone welcomed Tina's presence and invited her to stay with them as friends, which she gladly accepted. On the other hand, the hero's party wanted to buy the food supply but pay the shop owner later. Hero's party acted as if the shop owner was performing a noble act by assisting the hero's party by providing food without receiving payment. But the shop owner clearly declined, because when the entire town was in grave danger from the demon, it was only Rain who took the initiative and saved the Tuan from the demon. So our anime has come to an end, and we will have to wait for another season. But in the meantime, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on more.